Hi, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar where we're going to talk about how to avoid costly changes to your field service management software. When you perhaps have new ideas or requirements that can perhaps come from different departments or stakeholders within your organization. We're going to talk about low code and no code, and have a look at some use cases, and then conduct a little experiment. If you're new to Mighty Fields, Mighty Fields is our field data collection software that helps you be more efficient with your field operations. It's an off-the-shelf solution that is highly adaptable and integratable, and there's a lot more useful functionalities and cool features. So if you're interested, go to mightyfields.com to learn more. With me today is Tjasa, who is the product owner at Mighty Fields, and she will help me present Mighty Fields from a more practical perspective using an actual use case. My name is Jaka, and I'm a business development manager, and I'm here to help and to answer any of the questions you might have. So feel free to send me an email, and I'll be happy to help. And in case you missed something, don't worry. Recording will, of course, be available on our website. So let's start with the webinar. And first have a look at how the software world has evolved throughout the years and see how all this relates to field management software. So for the past 20 years or so, companies have bought complex software applications in order to solve big business problems. And at first, there were only costly custom solutions. And then came more affordable products or pre-made products, also known as out-of-the-box solutions. But these out-of-the-box solutions, or companies that bought these out-of-the-box solutions, still had to adopt their processes to the software and not the other way around. So this kind of resulted in the companies being left with a bunch of gaps that weren't covered by the software, which meant that they just ended up using Excel spreadsheets to cover these gaps. So buying a software to hopefully solve all of your business problems, but then being kind of left with still using Excel spreadsheets doesn't really sound right to me, right? And that's because we all know that spreadsheets are not the best way to run an organization because they don't scale, they don't run smoothly, and they rely too much on individuals to actually manage them. Unfortunately, these kind of stories are still present today. So on one side, we have custom-made solutions that promise to fix every challenge there is, but these types of projects are unpredictable and end up being expensive. And then on the other side, we have out-of-the-box or pre-made products that are affordable but not very customizable. Which brings us to the ultimate question. How can we combine the best of both worlds? And that's where low-code and no-code come in. Let's see if these two can perhaps fill in the gap. So what's low-code and what's no-code? Low-code is a new visual way of creating applications that allows any developer to create and edit code with minimum hand programming regardless of his skill level. And then there's no-code, also a visual approach to software development, but targeted towards business users like you and me. And it requires absolutely no coding knowledge. So let's have a look at how all this applies to field service management software. Perhaps you already have a software in place that allows you to create and edit forms, which is great, but it's most likely complex and it requires coding knowledge in order to make any, even just minor changes. But the very business users that are perhaps in charge of operations in your organization might not know how to code, which means you will just simply rely on your IT department or your outside vendor to help you with edits or changes, which will of course bring in additional cost, and most likely it will take quite a lot of time too. Sometimes you just need to deliver forms or have them available and ready the very next day. And this will help you to test out new ideas or to simply adjust to the market needs. And that's exactly why we built Mighty Fields with that in mind. We wanted our clients to have the ability to be vendor independent and to be able to adapt to new market needs fast, but at the same time, we kept it easy and user-friendly. I'm of course talking about the module for form design, document or report design, email actions such as report distribution and integrations. So all of these can actually be created with no code or low code. As I mentioned, we wanted our clients and business users alike to be able to create and change things fast and on their own. So for example, one of our clients, Istrabenz Gas, is one of the largest gas distributors and suppliers in the country. And these very features have become of very vital importance for them. The ability to respond to market needs or to try out new things and test them on the market. And as I've mentioned, I've come up with a little challenge for my co-host, Yasha. You see, all these no-code benefits and promises sound great, right? But I want to know, do they really deliver? Why this challenge, you might ask? Because creating custom content within field management software using code could take weeks or perhaps even months. But with low code, it should take way less than that. Tiasha thinks she can do it in 3 minutes. Let's find out.
Hi everyone. My name is Tiasha, and as Jaka mentioned, I'm a product owner of Mighty Fields. And Jaka, thank you for that challenge. It's going to be quite interesting to see what we can do in 3 minutes. But for now, let's firstly look through the Mighty Fields Studio and see how we can actually create a custom content with no code or low code. So if we open the Mighty Fields Studio, we'll see on the left we have a menu, and under the definition we have a form templates, data sources, document templates, and actions. So if we go under form templates, and firstly we are going to open one of the existing forms. So this is device maintenance. And when you open it, on the first page we see some settings like a label and what are the tag options, which category it goes to, if there is a check for error, it is public, form is public, and so on. On the second step, we are going to see a form designer. So this is the main part of the capability of form creation. So it's constructed from 3 sections. On the left, we have a basic and advanced elements that we can use in the form. In the middle, we have a form design, and on the right, we have some properties. So if you look for the elements, basic elements are like input, text area, toggle, select one, select many, and so on. Advanced elements are not harder to use, but they capture more data. So it's like signature, attachment for pictures and videos, drawing, barcode reader, QR code reader, GPS location capture, and so on. In the middle, we see how the form is created. And the form is constructed from 3 parts. First is the tabs or forms. Inside the individual form, there is a section, and inside section, there is one or many elements. Each element has some different properties. And if we click on the element, we can see the properties on the right. So input fields have different properties than, let's say, select one field. So, but all of them have basic stuff like label, help text, hint text, and also required field. If you look, we have some advanced requirements like if it's letters, alphanumeric, email, and so on. And if you look for the select one, we have here, let's say, a data source that tells us what are the options for the select one. If we want to add a new element, we just look through it on the left side, select it, let's say input, and we drag and drop it on the field, on the place we want it. And we just do the label, and that's it. So this is how easy it is to create forms. And when we finish it, we just go to the confirmation screen and see and do publish. Okay, so now when we finish looking through, we are going to do our challenge, and we are going to create a form that is public form, and it's going to be used to for our clients to report some device malfunctioning or something like that. And we click here on the add new form, and on the label we are going to see device report. So we're going to see this is the demo form, and we are going to see to check for errors and that this form is public. So now we go to the designer. On the first form, we're going to see some customer information. And first one is contact. And we already have a name and the last name. Just make them required. And we are going to add also a phone. And we are going to make this phone number and email, which is going to be required, and the email field. So, and then we add a new section that is company. We're going to move this on top and do the name and also, let's say, address. And we're going to do some dependency, like we say, if we have a contract, we want the customer to enter a contract number. So we just say, and this is alphanumeric, and we say here, if do we have a contract, is yes, this field is going to be shown. So on the second step, we're going to add some device information. So let's say serial number, and then we add some drop down for a vendor. I already have data source for vendors. I will just select that and add some maybe pictures of the device, and then on the end let's add a new device status and add a new data source. So, and let's say it's working or not working. Okay, and this is it. We save it, and this is it. And now we can publish it. And our form is successfully published. And if we click on the link, we can see how the form looks like. So we have the device malfunction report. We are going to enter our name, our company name, address. We say that we have a contract, and we see that the field is not visible. We enter our information that is required, and we also have some validation options. Like here it says it needs to be an email, we add a device, serial number, select vendor, add a picture, and we say the device is not working. So finish, and we close the case. And this is it. So this was the form done under 3 minutes. So challenge completed. Thanks. Back to you.
Good job, Tiasha. And so now we've seen how easy, user-friendly, and fast Mighty Fields can actually be. And why is low code and no code important? Because we believe that it actually is the future. And so does a world-renowned market research company that estimates that in the next 2 years, over half of medium to large businesses will actually be using low code or no code approach in developing their applications. So there's also a lot of benefits, such as shorter time to market, which means less missed opportunities, being able to more quickly respond to changes, market requirements, or legal requirements. Also a lot of time and cost savings, even when it comes to just something minor that you wish to edit. And it's also a great way to experiment and innovate, to simply test out new ideas, even if they come from different departments within your organization. And of course, you'll be vendor independent. So you'll do things when you want it in an easy and fast way. So thank you for joining us today. I hope you found this webinar useful. And in case you have any questions whatsoever, feel free to reach out to me at the email listed below, and I'll be more than happy to help. Again, thank you for joining us and have a great day. Bye.
Bye.